it like rocket fuel. It's the young, incredible, honestly.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Eluding the pressure right. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play and gave up a bigger one instead.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Again, it's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Watson steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night.
Here we go. 50, plant. Here we go, D. Recon, 132, please,
Off the play fake. Gordon. Wide open receiver complete. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gordon. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going to try and throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decide if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one. Look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Off of play action, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
You got to snap it. You got to snap it.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
A loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
You're set. 19.
We're scoreless after 1.
You're set. 19.
Ready for the 2nd quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Back to throw, Watson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Now a carry from Mack. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Forced out to his left, and that's incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Gordon. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's go, D. Stop being 9 and 24. Check 9. 49.
Throwing again is Watson. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Austin Safarian-Jenkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Go now. 18 Gator. General West.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. To throw on second down. Gordon. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Watson on first down. Flush to his right. This is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Austin Safarian-Jenkins with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A Reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
60 Pittsburgh.
Looking to throw on second down. Gordon, he's going to loft this one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line.
Let's go, fellas.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. On second down, here's a run with Mack. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marlon Mack, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well, and they may have run into him after the kick went away. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Set. 19. Stay with your man.
On first down, Watson. Dancing to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And this will complete to Will Fuller. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. 54.
From the gun, here's Watson. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Now Watson. Got an open man, it's QT. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Watson now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Caught by Cobb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
49 the mic. 140. 31. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 49. 49 the mic. 49 the mic.
From the red zone now, Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gordon. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Gordon, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Right there.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Hines. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it now. This is a really...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Rashad Penny with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2.
Let's go, baby. Take over 1st and 10.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they... And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Set. 19. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Rashad Penny. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Let's go,
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Darius Leonard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Watson. He's letting this one go for... And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return comes Cobb. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by the
time we have to leave the booth.
At the 33-yard line.
19, 24, 50. I got you.
After the run, Watson going to throw. That's complete to Cobb. A gain there of 21 yards.
We got this.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Check 25, check 25.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 36. Watson now still just the 1 incompletion. 16 of 17. It's 1st down. Watson. Eluding and he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson, open man is QT, complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
We got 3. We got 3. Hey, 50. 50. Off. Get the mic. Watch the slant.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Watson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Watson. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
50's the mic. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 4th down, Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cobb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Watson looks to throw again. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal. To the air yet again, Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
You think you gonna get this?
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller there to make the grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. And that's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now Mack. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Looking to throw. Gordon completes this to Waring. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. First target, first catch, and a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. They run with Hines. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
60 out long. Two-check bomber. Two-check bomber. Ready?
On third down, Hines. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see...
And got his man complete. A big pickup of 38. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.